Her range, her three-point shooting overall, her flair for testing her range every night and knowing that the other team's going to try to take it away. And she's fearless. No shot is a bad shot, and when you can shoot it as well as she can, she just adds another element of surprise that you can't really game plan for because it's so kind of just unseen. And once she crosses half court, she's within her range. It's always a threat. Biggest thing is how she balances that and her playmaking ability to get everybody else involved.
Just back up and shoot it from further back, too.
There you go.
Okay, how far can you go? Steph Curry range is no problem for you.
Yeah, no problem.
Sick. You're the best.
Women's college basketball, Caitlin Clark is really, for women's college basketball, it's a superstar. And women's college basketball ratings are the highest they've, I think, ever been. So she claimed fans are more excited for women's basketball than men's basketball, and I haven't seen the ratings, but women's college basketball is on fire, mostly because of Caitlin Clark, but also because of other things.
What's the difference now in this level of play now that you're playing with these professionals versus who you play with and against at Iowa?
I would say the biggest thing is just you can't take a second off. No matter who you're guarding, no matter if you're on offense or defense, like you breathe for 1 second and you're not looking at your man and she's on the other side of the court. So I think that's the biggest thing is everybody's so skilled. Like this is the most competitive league. It's certainly been a special year, and to be honest, like after last year, I was kind of like, well, how do we top doing what we did last year? And somehow, some way, every single person in our locker room believed. And to be honest, this year was probably more special than last year. I think we're just taking it one game at a time. And I think that's why we've been able to be successful in this stretch is because we haven't looked too far ahead. It's the game that's always just right in front of us. I'm pretty sure the only people that view this as a rivalry is all of you. Like, for us, like it's just a game of basketball. Like that's what it is, and I know obviously I had the opportunity to do that coming into the night because of it being on ESPN and talking to the reporters before. But I honestly didn't know I was going to eclipse 3,000 points until a few days ago. I was watching ESPN. I think it was the South Carolina game, and Debbie started talking about it, and I was like, oh, okay. But no, it's cool, and like you said earlier, it's special to be able to do it here. I have a lot of family in attendance, and be able to see that and. But it was kind of the same when I broke the Iowa scoring record.
The cool part is the way that she plays and her range and the level of difficulty on her shots is obviously a very close comparison to the way that I play.
I was going to say Caitlin Clark's been compared to you.
Yeah, but I think it almost robs her of like the rest of her game because she's such a good floor. She has her overall floor game. She's racking up close to triple doubles every night and.
Right.
Her shooting ability is, it's her superpower.
Do you see any comparisons in the way that she shoots to you? If people compare the way you two shoot, do you see anything?
I saw somebody break down the release time, which is pretty much identical to mine. And then her just confidence, you can't help but watch when she plays, where she's shooting from, the range, the confidence, the flair, she's a performer.
And what's the best advice that has given you in game this season?
Nobody gives me advice in game. I wish. Cardoso has 17 rebounds. They have 51 as a team. We have 29. Hard to win a basketball game like that. You basically got to shoot perfect at that point. And I'm just proud of our group. We never backed down, and we gave it everything we got. I think for me is just the emotions will probably hit me over the next couple days, and I don't have much time to, sit around and sulk and be upset, and I don't think that's what I'm about either, yeah. I felt like Kels probably should have got a little love. I honestly thought she probably should have been Player of the Month. Just what she was doing, and at the clip she was doing it, I think she was 50, 40, 90 this month, which is really, really hard to do. So I feel very fortunate to play with her, and honestly, I'm not even trying to be corny. I really think she deserved it. What was that, June or July? We played them here last before the break, so I feel like both teams are quite a bit different. I think for us, especially I think obviously we're playing some different lineups. I think we're playing with much more tempo. I think that's why you've seen us have more success. I think we're just playing at a faster pace, especially on offense. That's where we found a lot of our success is when we push the ball. But obviously that starts on defense. I think our defense has also improved, and that was probably our main focus point over the break. Felt like we were flowing well out there. Like, it just felt like pretty basketball. Like, and sometimes I think as a basketball player, like, you can just feel it. I thought that's what we had. Like I said, minus the first 6 minutes, I thought we played really well. And, you know, this was a big one for us. It almost counts towards 2 when you're in the playoff race of like a loss and a win. So we knew it was a big one, but also like we wanted to win the season series with them. That was kind of a focus point. And the last time we were here, we were up 15 in the fourth quarter and kind of, you know, fumbled it away. So,
Caitlin, this is the first time since 2014 that there's 2 rookie All-Stars with you and Angel Reese. Can you talk about just the impact that you and Angel have had so far in the WNBA?
Yeah, I think it's been great. Obviously, the attention that, you know, we're bringing and then that brings to everybody else, I think it's going to continue to help grow the game. And obviously, it's a super cool opportunity for us to be here and enjoy this first All-Star experience. And it's great for the fans. Obviously, the fans are super excited about it. So I think across the board, like, it's super exciting, but also it's like really hard to do. So just soak it in and enjoy it and celebrate it. I've always said that, like, people are sacrificing a lot to spend, you know, money to get here, spend resources to get here, or travel, or pay for their young daughter or their young son to come and watch us and support us, or buy our jerseys, or buy, you know, whatever merchandise it is. So I think it's like, I understand it because I was that young girl, and that's what my parents did too. You know, they were working parents. They would take time off to. I thought more than anything, I did a really good job of passing the ball, finding my teammates on, you know, open rolls, slips. I found Lou a couple times for a couple threes. I don't know. I mean, I think I got in the paint. Obviously, I would have liked to make a couple more threes, but sometimes that's how you shoot it. I thought Liz was really good. I thought Grace Berger came in and played really well.
Despite her efforts to boost the WNBA's popularity, Caitlin Clark has faced intense bullying, physically, mentally, and emotionally. From veterans to rookies, she's been relentlessly targeted. This has caught the attention of WNBA fans and NBA superstar Steph Curry. You won't believe his reactions to Caitlin Clark's mistreatment. The rise of the Indiana Fever's guard in the WNBA has been nothing short of revolutionary. The Caitlin effect on the league is undeniable. Beyond her talent, Caitlin's impact has been historic. There are now talks of a new media deal worth $200 million per season with an additional $60 million possible. Currently, the league's deal is only $50 million per season, marking a 300% increase. The recent WNBA All-Star game also showcased the Caitlin effect, with fan voting up 600% from last year and viewership numbers set to be record-breaking. Last year's All-Star game drew an average of 850,000 viewers and peaked at 986,000, the highest in 16 years. This year's game surged to an average of 3.44 million viewers, a staggering 146% increase from the previous record. It's clear from these numbers that Caitlin Clark is not just the WNBA's brightest star, but the biggest in the league's history. Being a star isn't just about name or privilege, it's about raw talent, and Caitlin has that in spades. Her exceptional skills are causing envy and, regrettably, leading to bullying both on and off the court. Off the court, Caitlin Clark has faced unwarranted criticism from sports analysts and veterans trying to undermine her achievements. Fox Sports' Joy Taylor falsely claimed on national TV that Caitlin was unknown until Angel Reese's famous taunt in the 2023 NCAA championship game. We were not talking about Caitlin Clark before Angel Reese walked up to her, did this "you can't see me" taunt, and pointed to the ring. This is not my opinion. I lived it. I watched it. I was recorded. It was broadcast live. We were not talking about Caitlin before that moment, Taylor said. Meanwhile, sports journalist Monique Judge labeled Caitlin as the white damsel in distress in the WNBA and took a subtle swipe on Twitter, posting, "Caitlin is the Taylor Swift of women's basketball. No, I will not elaborate." Off the court, Caitlin Clark has faced harsh criticism, but on the court, reality is even harsher. Since her pro debut, Caitlin has endured relentless physical attacks. She's been targeted by both veterans and rookies, suffering from shoves
and Clark. I mean, that's clear, which was called. The question is, will they call it unnecessary? Kennedy Carter.
Elbows.
All of a sudden, we're pretty close. This has been as close as it's been all second quarter long, 44.
And full body hits.
One, which it probably should have been upon review, at least by our account. This, you could have gotten Reese for a personal, but can also see that being a no call.
Whether driven by jealousy or fear, the aggression she faces is palpable. The bullying is so severe that even the NBA has taken notice, with stars stepping forward to weigh in, including some you might not expect to speak out about the WNBA. Determining whether the aggression towards Caitlyn stems from jealousy or fear is tough, but the fact remains that she's facing relentless bullying. The situation has drawn so much attention that even the NBA has taken notice, with stars, including some unexpected names, stepping up to comment on the issue and bring it to the WNBA and media's attention. The NBA reacts. Caitlyn Clark's bullying, both on and off the court, hasn't escaped the notice of NBA players who have rallied to her defense. LeBron James, who faced his own struggles when drafted at 18, is among those speaking out. LeBron understands how media scrutiny can become intensely personal and how veterans might attack rather than appreciate your talent. Even Michael Jordan and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar didn't initially recognize his potential when he entered the NBA. LeBron had publicly defended Caitlyn Clark, condemning her bullies. He's rooting for her to thrive in the WNBA and believes her presence is vital for raising the profile of women's basketball. The one thing that I love that she's bringing to her sport, more people want to watch. More people want to tune in. Don't get it twisted. Don't get it all effed up. Caitlyn Clark is the reason why a lot of great things are going to happen for the WNBA. I'm rooting for Caitlyn because I've been in that seat before. I've walked that road before. I hope she kills, LeBron said. Kevin Durant, another NBA superstar, has also voiced strong support for Caitlyn Clark. The four-time scoring champ highlighted Caitlyn's exclusion from Team USA for the 2024 Olympics. Durant believes Caitlyn's success in the WNBA is shining a spotlight on other stars like Aja Wilson, and asserts that if Caitlyn keeps performing despite the critics, she won't be overlooked for long. Additionally, 2015 NBA All-Star Jeff Teague has weighed in, calling Caitlyn's bullies stupid and condemning their behavior. Recently shared NFL Hall of Famer Shannon Sharpe's views on Caitlyn's bullying in the WNBA. Sharpe condemned the bullying, arguing it's unjust given Caitlyn's role in drawing attention to the league. He pointed out that Caitlyn's impact even helped Aja Wilson, a two-time MVP, secure a shoe deal. It's unnecessary and it's uncalled for, Sharpe declared. Longtime UConn head coach Gino Auriemma has also weighed in on Caitlyn Clark's bullying, drawing a comparison between her impact and that of NBA legends Michael Jordan, Larry Bird, and Magic Johnson. I don't remember when Jordan entered the NBA, opponents targeting him to beat him up, Auriemma said. I don't recall Bird and Magic facing attacks just for elevating the NBA. Why are you blaming her? It's not Caitlyn's fault that she's getting attention. If you could trade places with her, you would in a heartbeat. So why complain about her success? Former NBA star Matt Barnes voiced his concerns about Caitlyn Clark's bullying by criticizing her teammates and coach for not protecting her. Barnes highlighted that Caitlyn has been beat up, hard screens, elbows, knocked down throughout the season. He expressed frustration that despite being a superstar, her team and coach have allowed the bullying to escalate without intervention, which he finds unacceptable. I've seen a few players smirk when she's knocked down and barely make an effort to help her up. You're supposed to protect your star player, Matt Barnes said. While many NBA stars have defended Caitlyn Clark, one notable figure who had remained silent for a while has now spoken up, the player she's often compared to, Steph Curry. Steph finally reacts. Caitlyn Clark's game has often been compared to Steph Curry's due to their exceptional shooting skills from beyond the arc. It's no surprise that Steph discovered they share the same release time and range. Curry has consistently praised Caitlyn's talent, even defending her from comparisons to himself. He believes such comparisons diminish her unique abilities and brilliant floor leadership. After remaining silent for some time, Steph has now addressed the bullying Caitlyn has faced in the WNBA, expressing his deep appreciation for her contributions to women's basketball. When she shows up, the seats are filled and there's a different energy, Curry said. Steph addressed the bullying by acknowledging that while competition is part of the game, it's unjust for Caitlyn to be targeted unfairly when her sole focus is to play. He encouraged her to stay focused, ignore the distractions, and continue playing, assuring that eventually she won't be overlooked. However, Steph and other NBA stars aren't the only ones speaking out about the bullying. According to one user, What I've come to hate are all of these people hating on Caitlin Clark and discussing the apparent bullying when all Caitlin has done is play basketball. Not a complaint from her. She's way more professional than just about any other person in the WNBA. Another user commented, "The players who stand up for Clark are actually those who love the game and the talents within." If you enjoyed this video, the next video on your screen is worth your time.